Hello, everyone. Today we'll be talking about the importance of play. My name is Jordan Fitzpatrick, and I'm a graduate student at Ohio State University, completing the doctoral portion of graduate school here at Pediatric Therapy Partners. Everything on this slide is information we'll be covering today. What is play? Why is play important? The stages of play, parents' role in play ideas, plus important tips, and the main takeaways. What is play? Play is fun, free from rules. The goal of play is enjoyment, and the focus should try to be on playing with your child. Such as if you are playing a game, it is not about completing the game or making sure the rules are followed. It is being there, playing with your child, and working towards smiles, and it should be something your child is interested in or seems to enjoy. Play is an important vehicle and learning experience for developing self-regulation, imitating behaviors of those around them, developing social skills, as well as for promoting language, cognition, and understanding how to act in different social situations. One of the many benefits of play is that it gives children a way to think and express their emotions, consider different viewpoints, explore new ways of reacting to situations, increases creativity, and to understand cause and effect in relationships. For example, pretend play can help children to understand the different emotions of their peers and express their own emotions. Through pretend play, you could act upset that your child did not want to share with you. Or you could utilize a toy such as a puppet and practice with puppets where a friend takes a toy. This pretend play could help your child to express their emotions, whether it be sadness or anger or another emotion. You can help your child to recognize and express their emotions, such as if they were hitting the ground with their toy. Then you can hit the ground with your toy, but gradually slow the rhythm and comment, "Gee, he really wants to bang. I bet he has a good reason for that." This allows you to be emotionally gauged at your child's level. Then you can take that pretend play interaction and talk about these emotions. However, try not to do this in the moment if they are feeling sad or mad. You want to try and teach what emotion they were feeling when they are not in the height of a meltdown. They can also begin to understand the cause and effect relationships, such as during pretend play, you acting upset that your child did not want to play with you and you became sad. Or if you shared a toy during play and you displayed enjoyment, this helps them to understand the cause and effect relationships. Why is play important? Childhood play allows children to create their own worlds to explore and to do so at their own pace. Through exploring, they can be involved in sensory play, where they begin to understand and use their different senses to help them understand their bodies and the world around them. Sensations are like food for the brain. They provide the knowledge needed to direct the body and mind. Children explore and design when they build with household materials, mathematics when they keep score during a game, and language when they explain the object of a game to peers. For example, this could be dressing up. Dressing up is most beneficial for children's emotional and cognitive development. It works to minimize stress, allows time for reflection, and builds resilience. Play's role in development. Self-directed play is directed by the child or child-led. It is play that they are interested in and happens without the assistance of an adult or directions. The adult can join in the play, but try not to direct it. This works on teaching children about their own abilities, develops perseverance, and self-acceptance. It allows children to discover their own areas of interest and develop these interests into passion. It helps your child to build confidence, independence, and teaches problem solving. For example, your child could build a fort with pillows, or they may find pots and pans and decide to make music with them, or cook in their pretend kitchen. Sociodramatic play allows children to act out roles they have observed in adults. After children practice skills in play, they become ready to use these skills in life. An example of engaging in sociodramatic play could be taking a pretend trip to the doctor or dentist. which can make the real thing feel less frightening. Or this could be playing restaurant or grocery store with them. Through sociodramatic play, children work on developing roles, creating their own storylines, making up their own lines, interacting with each other, and directing each other's play. They also practice important language and social skills, such as joining in, sharing, and taking turns. They can also interact through different relationships, such as with a parent and a child relationship, brother or sister, or even through play with doctor and patient. And they can also negotiate with each other how the play will go. Play is important for academic success. For preschool-age children, their interactions during playtime develop social, cognitive, and language skills, which can aid learning and improve readiness for school. For young school-age children, engaging in play helps preschool and young school-age children learn early academic skills, such as through playing, working on activities that involve numbers, number order, letters, and vocabulary. And it is linked to the development of narrative thinking, which is telling stories that flow and make sense, problem solving, and decision making in middle adulthood. Adolescence and adulthood is also important for academic success. Even in adolescence and adulthood, play is linked to creativity and scientific thinking, such as include observing, asking questions, making predictions, testing ideas, keeping track of information, and communicating thoughts. Parents who understand the significance of play. Research reveals that children of parents who prioritize play, such as they encourage their child to play, set aside time spent on play, and see the importance of engaging in play with their child, are more likely to have higher cognitive abilities, better social skills, and show greater independence. It is also beneficial to the child's play level and to the parent-child relationship. Research shows that for most children, their spare time is controlled rather than free, with watching screens or playing with digital devices rather than child-led play. It is important to play with your child for your child's sake, but you as a parent also receive benefits from playing with your child. The hormone oxytocin is released whenever mothers and fathers engage in affectionate play with their children of any age, which brings happiness and also a great way to bond with your child. Next, we will be discussing the stages of play. The developmental play levels. It is okay if your child is not exactly where they should be developmentally for play. Your goal is to meet them where they are and continue to progress gradually through each level. Try not to force them in a certain stage of play. They will progress as you continue to play with them. First is exploratory. It can also be called sensory motor play. This is an activity performed simply for the enjoyment of the physical sensation it creates, where the child explores the world around them through sights, sounds, and sensory regulatory play. This could be touching, grasping, manipulating, banging toys, putting toys in their mouth, while also visually inspecting them, which allows the child to integrate sensory information. Next is relational play. Relational play is where the child relates one object to another, or its relationship, like giving a teddy bear a drink. This could also be stacking blocks or placing large, simple puzzle pieces in the proper area. It can also be engaging in simple pretend play directed towards themselves, such as pretend eating or sleeping. Next is functional. This is the use of objects for functional or their real purposes. This could be a child placing a toy phone on their ear or using a spoon to stir a cup. This could also be cause and effect toys, such as push a button and something happens. Next is symbolic play, or sometimes called pretend play. Initially, this could be your child pretending to drink from a cup or brushing their own hair. This could progress towards your child feeding a doll, pretending to brush their teddy bear's hair, or pretending that a block is a car. This could then further progress to your child pretending that the teddy bear holds a cup, or the doll talks on the phone, or drinks from an imaginary cup, or your child may plan and carry out a snack time with dolls or playhouse in a role as a mother. Symbolic play progresses and builds off of previous play. It can take some time, even a few years, until they reach a stage where they are engaging in a tea party with animals. Next is constructive play. Constructive play can be participating in drawing, puzzles, and where they imitate adults using toys. This could progress towards creating art projects with adults' assistance and performing harder puzzles and block sequences. Next is rough and tumble play. Rough and tumble play is play fighting, wrestling, and it does not need to have rules. The child may enjoy physical play, swinging, sliding, jumping, or running. Next is game with rules and dramatic play. This could be game with simple rules like Simon Says, or if they are engaged in organized play with leaders. This could also be participating in organized gross motor games like kickball or duck duck goose, and also be where they begin to participate in dress up and telling stories. This will continue to progress into games with more rules, such as board games, computer games, and more competitive or cooperative games. Next, we will just be discussing the social play levels. First is unoccupied. This could be a child's random movements, for example, with their arms and legs, not necessarily interacting with anyone. The child does not seem to be playing, but occupying themselves with watching anything that happens to be of momentary interest. Next is solitary. A child spends much of their time playing alone with toys that are not the toys used by other children nearby, where they entertain themselves. Example, this could be building blocks or lining up toys. Next is onlooker play, and this is seeing what others are doing and how they're playing around them. They may not be involved in play, but their attention is on the play activity. This is the first sign of children showing interest in social aspects of play, so they may be wanting to sit or stand closer so they can hear what's going on. Next is parallel play. This is where children play independently in parallel play, but the activity they choose or the toys they play with are similar to those used by other children around, such as building sandcastles. Nevertheless, they do not mimic how other children play with a toy and do not attempt to change the way other children play. They play beside rather than with other children. Next is associative play. This is where children start to interact with others during play. Children play together but have different ideas and goals. For example, playing on the playground or playing with dinosaurs but doing different things. So they may participate in a similar activity but have separate goals and focuses. Lastly is cooperative. This is where children begin to play with each other, which requires social interaction and cooperation, such as agreed upon roles and rules such as puzzles, role-playing, Simon Says, follow the leader, and board games. Here's an image to represent the social play levels we discussed and what they may look like. Also provided here are additional forms of play you may have heard or seen. Gross motor play is large muscle movements such as sitting, crawling, walking, or running. Cognitive play is activities such as hiding and finding objects, nursery rhymes, stories and sing-alongs, letter and number games, sorting sizes, shapes, and coloring, matching or memory games, and puzzles, arts and crafts, I Spy, and card games. Fine motor play is the use of smaller muscles, such as grasping, stringing beads, puzzles, Play-Doh, building blocks, tracing shapes, coloring, and cutting. Sensory play is how you regulate your sensory needs with understanding of too little or too much input, such as water play, swinging or climbing activities, balancing games, exploring color with rainbow rice, exploring texture with fluffy soap foam, or exploring smell with apple-scented Play-Doh. Next, we will be discussing the parent-child play benefits. Research has linked parent-child pretend, and physical play to the development of specific skills, including creativity, memory, gross motor skills, cognitive flexibility, regulation of emotions, and peer group leadership skills. Playing together is one of the most effective tools for building strong relationships with your child. Play adds joy and resilience to relationships. It can heal resentments, disagreements, and hurt. Through play, children learn to trust others and feel safe. Parents' role during play. Firstly, you want to try and engage in what your child is playing with or interested in. However, it should be child-led. Engage and let your child set the emotional tone. As a play partner, you can be animated using hand gestures and facial expressions to encourage your child to choose an activity you guys can do together. Next, really try to learn about your child's play. When beginning child-led play, join the child in clapping, making noises, or wandering around the room. Attempt to capture the child's rhythm, intensity, and interest. Then build on your child's interest. Inspire your child to build on what has been said during play or done during play. Next, you can add in playful obstruction. You can participate by obstructing in playful way, such as playing silly, by moving a toy out of the way by accident. You can become a walking, talking obstacle that your child needs to climb over to reach her favorite toy or simply continue wandering around the room. Stuck on how to start child-led play or how to keep them engaged? Ask your child to choose the play activity. For example, if they want to build a house, you can give support by providing materials and a safe place to work. You can also provide 2 to 3 activities and let your child pick the activity. Therefore, it is still child-led. Participate in what they are playing with. If they are playing with animals, ask what animal you could be. Then participate by engaging with them and making animal noises. Give some clues and prompts along the way. Utilize creativity in fun ways, such as, what if we use our shoe as our phone? Or build off previous play experiences by changing factors to aid in flexibility. When your child faces a problem, you can help guide them toward a solution by asking, what do you want to do? Or, how can we solve this problem? Important things to remember during child-led play. You want to try and avoid direct questions as to why the child is performing or why. Just try and describe what he or she is doing, such as, you're putting the blue block on the red block. Support them without interrupting or directing the play. Try to look interested and show encouragement through smiling, giving eye contact, and using a warm tone of voice. Spontaneity of play does not have to look a certain way. Child-led versus activity-based. Try not to focus on the activities, such as with a tactile bin. You do not have to find all the things in the bin or follow a game exactly how it should be played. The goal is to have fun with your child. Repetition is okay. Focus on playing with them, then slowly add ways to alter what they are using repetitively during play. For example, if your child only likes to play with cars in the exact same way each time, first start with playing cars with them, then slowly adapt the way they are playing by having the cars race. This works on flexibility and increasing engagement during play. Towards the end of the time, remind them that you will be finishing in a couple of minutes. You can try and set a timer, and when the timer goes off, assist them in cleaning up, or using a timer or providing cues such as, you have 1 more minute to play, what would you like to do? This can aid in preventing problems with transitions. Child-led play is not the only form of play you can participate in. It is important to routinely engage in child-led play for periods of time. However, this can be followed by turn-taking activities and introducing modeling in the child's interest, attention, and tolerance. I have also provided 2 videos, one on how to engage in child-led play and the do's and don'ts during child-led play, if video examples are beneficial to your learning. What kind of play helps children learn the best? Play that engages children, play that they will focus on and stay with even when problems arise. Follow your child and play. Focus on what they are engaged in and try not to switch to a completely new activity if they are engaged in the current one. You can build off of what they are engaged in. For example, if they are interested in playing with a balloon, use that balloon and build off the play interactions. Play that is beneficial to your child also focuses on engagement and working through problems or situations that are hard during play. This helps children develop their approaches to learning and the way they respond to learning situations. Here are some additional play examples, such as sorting toys. They're learning about numbers, shapes, and grouping objects. Playing on the playground helps to develop their vestibular, such as swinging or slides, and proprioceptive senses, such as climbing, jumping, and hanging. Helping cook or homemade sensory bin works on developing their tactile senses through different textures, taste, and smell sensations. Pretend, play, and dress up works on social and emotional development and developing their tactile sensations, such as through different materials. Storytelling works on learning about and developing language skills. Throwing and catching a ball works on motor skills and physical development. Puzzles can work on learning about shapes, sizes, and numbers. Through playing restaurant, children write and draw menus, set prices, take orders, and make out checks. Children practice and reinforce their learning in multiple areas during play. It gives them a place and a time for learning that cannot be achieved through completing a worksheet. Don't underestimate the value of play. Children learn and develop cognitive skills through counting toys and colors, physical skills through balancing blocks and running on the playground, new vocabulary, such as through the words they need to play with dinosaurs, social skills, when children are building a tower and one child wants a block from a friend, or playing together in a pretend floor is lava game, which can also work on body awareness. Also, literacy skills, such as creating a menu for a pretend restaurant or through vestibular input, which helps to develop language. Here are the main takeaways. The process of playing is more important than any end goal. Flexibility is your friend. Objects put in new combinations or roles are acted out in new ways. Positive effects, such as children often smiling, laughing, and they are mentioning they enjoy it. Play is a vital stepping stone in a child's life developmentally, and it is just important as academics. Routinely engage in child-led play for about 20 to 30 minutes. However, it can be followed by turn-taking activities or modeling activities or behaviors that your child is engaged in. Play is spontaneous, it's creative, it's silly, it's adaptable, and it does not have to look the same way each time. And it may feel awkward at first. It is okay if your child is not exactly where they should be developmentally for play. Meet them where they are and to continue to progress. Child-led play is not easy. It requires patience, practice, and making it a priority. Focus on child-led versus activity-based, and is beneficial to both you and your child to incorporate child-led play throughout your week. Thank you for your time.